Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. Welcome to my live stream. It's a beautiful moment the Lord has done to us. I really take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for the support, for the love, and I really can't take it for granted. May God continue to bless you so much. May God fulfill your heart desire. So today we are going to look about replace your desire, your despair with hope. Replace sometimes we feel despair because the life sometimes take us into various challenges. The storms of the life make us to feel despair, but we need to replace that despair with hope. No matter how storm you feel, no matter challenges you face in life, you need to put that there's still hope. It doesn't matter what is happening, but you put that hope that one time, one day, things are going to change. Some tourism about which area that because life is full of ups and downs. Life is full of surprises. But in that full of surprises, you are not supposed to despair. But we need to put hope. No matter how heavy your storm is, put hope that things will get better. God is not going to abandon you. God is always beside you. So we have seen a lot of people in the Bible. There was in the midst of despair, there was a lot of things going on in their life. But in that midst of despair, they put still hope that maybe something things might change. Even as we want to put that hope that even if I'm going through this, there's still hope that things are going to get better. One I'm going to read the book of Corinthians, 2 Corinthians 4, verses 8 and 9. 2 Corinthians 4, verses 8 and 9. We are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed, but perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed. We are being struck down, but we cannot be destroyed. We need to be strong. Persecuted, but not abandoned. Remember, even if you are persecuted, God has not abandoned you. So being persecuted does not mean that you are being abandoned. So there is still hope. Even if you are persecuted, remember that there is still hope. Even if you are struck down, still there is still hope that you can get up and start all over again. That's why we need to put that no matter what, there is still hope in life. The challenges in you, put still hope. Replace it with hope that things are going to get better. Things will change. That's not a permanent thing in your life. It's just a matter of time. It's a temporary thing. So things will going to change and everything in your life is going to be better. That's why we need to replace our fear, to replace our disappointment, to replace our despair, to replace that you are about to give up, to say that I will be encouraged again. When you feel that you are weak, you need to acquire that strength, that perseverance, that no matter what, there is still hope in my life. That's why I said, even if you are being struck down, it doesn't matter what has struck you down. Do not choose to remain there. Do not choose to despair from what you want to do. Maybe you wanted a business, maybe you wanted something, maybe it's an exam you did, you failed. So you are about to despair. Put hope that I will try again. I know I'm going to make it. And with God by our side, He is going to help us. Remember, Jesus died only 3 days and He woke up. So even you are not going to remain in that situation forever. It's just a matter of time, and things are going to get better. Lazarus only stayed in the grave for only 4 days, and he woke up, and Jesus raised him up. So even us, there is still hope that no matter what you are facing, no matter the challenges of this life, there is still hope that things are going to change. Things are going to get better. Let us not allow the storm to put us down. Let us not allow the being stuck and remain there. Being stuck, get up, dust, and start moving on. And it will help us a lot because you see that we are struck but not destroyed. We have been persecuted but not abandoned. So your persecution is a matter of time, and things are going to get better. Things are going to change. That's why we need to learn that we need to put that hope. No matter what you see, there is still hope. You may face it as that moment, and you may think that that is the end of me. Things are not going to be alright. Things things will get better. That's not the end of you. Jesus, God has not said no. God has not said that this is the end of you. The final say is just come from God. If God has not said anything, then keep moving, keep trying. You are going to get there. You started something, you failed, you are stuck down. But that stuck down doesn't mean that you are not going to make it. Things are going to be alright. Things will change in your life. Keep striving, keep moving, keep trying. There's still hope that no matter what you face in life, but remember, things is gonna to get better. Remember, we go to sleep, and even if we receive the darkest moment at night, the day will all surely come. It doesn't matter how long it takes, but we are going to see the daylight again. That's what we need to motivate us, that no matter what you face, the challenges that you are undergoing is a matter of them. Put hope, put your hope high. Let your hopes be high. Persevere in it, conquer in it. You are going to succeed with your goals. Your plans are going to succeed. You have tried as the first try, you failed at. My first attempt did not go as planned. Things did not go the way I wanted. But now you are about to despair. You don't want to try again. You never know. The second attempt is going to make it possible for you. Let's keep trying. Let us keep trying the best we can. God will help us. That's why the Bible says that we are being struck down, but we are not destroyed. We are being put crushed, but not we cannot be crushed. Persecuted, but not abandoned. That's what the Bible is telling us, 2 Corinthians 4, verses 8 and 9. So we need that we are pressed on every side. We are being squeezed in every side, but we cannot be crushed. We cannot be squeezed. We need to be strong. When that storm comes in your life, let them come that you are unshakable. Nothing is going to pull you down. You will stand strong. You don't know how things are going to unfold. You don't know what is going to happen. But in your mind, you think that no matter what, I'm here standing strong. Nothing is going to shake me. And you will see things getting better as you keep trying the best you can. So let us keep trying our best. Let us put our hope very high than what we are experiencing in our life. That one will motivate us to keep going so that we can achieve our goals. So we have seen a lot of people in the Bible. When we say those who went a lot of things, in a situation that Jonah, which despair captured him at a time when we should have been rejoicing, his story is dramatic. So at least we're going to see a certain story of Jonah, the story of Jonah who was sent by God to go to Nineveh, but he did not go. He decided to go to the different direction. So when calamity happened to him, he did not despair. He put that hope that things are going to get better. Everything is going to order, even if he knew that he has done a mistake, he has gone against the will of God. But he put that hope that I have been swallowed by the fish, but he put praying from the stomach of the fish. And he put that hope that God has never abandoned him. He was being squeezed, but he was not crushed. That's what we mean, that we can be squeezed, but we cannot be crushed. We put our hope very high, knowing that God is besides us. That's what it said. After rejecting and running away from God's calling in his life to warn wicked Nineveh of coming destruction, Jonah was thrown on board from a ship and swallowed by a giant fish, which seemed hopeless at the time, like the end of him spending 3 days and 3 nights inside heat after Jonah was rejected. When Jonah rejected, he was sent by God to go to Nineveh to warn them about the destruction which was about to fall them. But Jonah decided to go to the opposite direction. And God has already planned. You know, our plans, God is always ahead of us. Whatever we do. Sometimes we think we talk without realizing that there's someone whom we can never hide from. No matter how much we try, we can never hide anything from God. He sees us, our mind. He knows our story. He knew us before we were born. So Jonah was here rejecting. He wanted to go in a different direction, which God did not direct him. Later, he was supposed to go to Nineveh to warn the people about the destruction which was about to hit that country, but Jonah decided to win the opposite election without knowing that God was ahead of him always. Thank you so much, Eunice. God bless you so much for training and everyone who has trained. After rejecting and running away from God's calling in Israel to warn wicked Nineveh, Jonah was thrown out of the boat from a ship and swallowed by a snake, by a fish. He was swallowed by a fish. He stayed in that fish stomach fish for 3 days and 3 nights. Just remember staying in a fish 3 days and 3 nights. So that's it. It seems hopeless at the moment. At that time, Jonah seems that it was hopeless for him. He was despair for that moment. Because remember, staying inside the stomach of the fish is like now dead. That was dead for him. It was a hopeless time for him. Being swallowed by a huge, a giant fish, and you stay there, you sleep, day comes 3 days. But in it, there was still hope. There was despair for him. It was hopeless for him, but there was still hope. In that stomach, he replaced that despair. He pressed that hopeless to hope with hope. He was praying inside that stomach. He was praying to God. When we read in the book of Jonah 1:17, from inside the fish, Jonah prayed to God, his God. From inside the fish, Jonah prayed to the Lord, his God. He said, in my distress, I called to the Lord, and he answered me. From deep in the realm of the dead, I called for help, and you listened to my cry. That is Jonah 1:17. And he was saying that he cried from the dome of the fish, from the stomach of the fish. That moment he was hopeless. That moment he was like despair. But he praised that despair with hope because that was the lamb of death. He was dead inside there. It's like he was dead. 3 days, 3 nights spending inside where you don't see what is happening in the world of the living. But he did not despair. He did not feel that hopeless, even if he was in hopeless situation. He was praying inside that stomach of the fish. He was crying to God. He repented even the sins. He realized the mistake that he did. He thought that he was wise than God, not knowing that the Lord who created everything, the God who guided him to go to Nineveh, was always ahead of us. He was always ahead of us. That's why we need, even if whatever we plan, whatever we do, let's know that God is always watching. God knows everything, even the secret thing that we plan or we do. God knows it all. So when he came that from inside the fish, Jonah prayed to the Lord, is called. In my distress, I called to the Lord, and he answered me. In his distress, in his lowest moment, he cried to the Lord. He prayed to the Lord, and the Lord answered him. Even as we need to run from this, even in our lowest moment of life, when you feel that things are not going okay in your life, when you feel that things are going in the opposite direction, look upon the Lord. Pray towards God. God is not going to abandon us. God is not going to leave you. He will answer and listen our prayer. There's still hope when we keep praying, when we trust God, when we put our faith to God. He's going to answer our prayer. Things are going to be all right. Everything is going to be fine. Let us keep praying. Let us keep hoping that things will change. The situation that you are now, the things that you are facing at the moment, God is always beside you. God hears your prayer. God has heard your cry, and things is going to get better. Remember, God is slow in anger. If God was angry as we human beings, sometimes we feel hunger. Could he forgive Jonah? But God was slow in hunger. He allowed that fish to swallow Jonah, and he allowed him to stay 3 nights, 2 days in the fish before the sea. The fish also take him to Nineveh, where he was supposed to go. The fish take him there, and that's why he spit him. So we need always to know that we are never alone. God knows everything. God knows our plan. Even the secret thing you do, God is always ahead of us. So that's why we need to rely on Him. We need to rely on God in whatever that we do. Our plan, we need to rely on God. When you feel that you are in despair, look upon God. God is not going to abandon us. God is not going to leave us. He will do greater things. He will lead us. He will direct us. So let us try the best we can. God is going to be on our side. That's why that he cried inside, from deep in the realm of the dead, I called for help, and you listened to my cry. From deep in the realm of the dead, Jonah cried to God, and God listened to his cry. He was dead. But inside the fish, Jonah was dead, like he was dead. But he cried from that death, and God heard his cry. Look upon us. When you feel that things are not okay, when you feel that you are about to give up, when you feel that this is the end of you, cry to God. God is going to answer you. God is going to hear your cry. He's going to hear your prayer. He will change everything in your life. He will make everything possible for you. Let us keep trusting God. Let us keep hoping in the Lord. Things is going to get better. Doesn't matter what you are facing. Jonah cried in the realm of the dead, and God has his cry. God answered his prayer. What about us? If we cry to God, if we pray to Him, doesn't matter how darkest moment you are in, just remember that God will hear you from nowhere. It doesn't matter what you are into at that moment. Just know that God will listen you from where you are. He will answer your prayer. He will turn things around in your life. Let us keep trusting God. Let us keep hoping in Him that no matter what we are facing now, everything is going to be all right. Jonah 2 1 to 2. Jonah 2, the book of Jonah, verses 2, verses 1 to 2. The Bible says, Then Jonah prayed to the Lord in ease from the belly of the fish, saying, I called out to the Lord out of my distress, and he answered me. Out of the belly of Sheol I cried, and you heard my voice. For you cast me into the deep, the heart of the sea, and the flood surrounded me. All your waves and your pillows passed over me. Then I said, I am driven away from your sight, yet I shall again look upon your whole temple. That's Jonah 1, verses 2, 1 to 4. That was how Jonah was praying from the belly of the fish. He cried to God. Jonah prayed a miracle caused the fish to vomit him out of his belly. He was praying. He was praying the fish to vomit him. And when we read in the verses 10 of that verses 2, the 5, and the Lord spoke to the fish, and it vomited Jonah out upon the dry land. And the Lord spoke to the fish. So that fish was sent by God. When Jonah thought that he's wise, he can learn away from God, God set that fish to swallow him. After he was swallowed, he stayed in the stomach 3 days, 3 nights, and 3 days in the stomach. And when Jonah was there, he was crying to God. He did not lose hope that this is the end of me, I'm dead now. He did not put that fear. He did not allow fear to overtake his hope. Later, he allowed hope to overtake despair and fear. And he prayed to God. He was dead in the fish, but he was praying to God. His speed was he spoke to God, and God asked his cry and prayer. God speak to the fish, and he vomited him to dry land. So that way through to, and he took the information he was supposed to take to Nineveh. So remember that God is always beside us, and He is ever far, far ahead of us. That's how we knew that God is always beside us. He has never left our side. He's not trying to leave us. He's not trying to abandon us. No matter what we face, keep trusting God. Keep believing in God. That God is always beside us. God is going to change your story, even as we have faced a lot of challenges. Now, in those challenges, we allow despair to overtake the hope, so we lose hope completely. You think that now this is the end of your life, things are not going to change, things are not going to be better. We forgot that God is always beside us. God has never left our side. Let us try the best we can to replace whatever fear we have, to replace whatever despair we have. Know that God is beside us. He will change our story. Jonah did not despair. He put that hope high that I will pray to God. God will help me. Things is going to change. The fears are shroud me, but so long as there is God, I will keep praying. I did a mistake of running away from God, but God was ahead of me. Now I have met this calamity, but in the midst of this calamity, I will keep praying to God, and I will cry to Him. And God answered him. God spoke to the fish to vomit him in the dry land where he was supposed to go. And he took the information which he was supposed to take in that land. As we keep reading that, we will see that Jonah, after the fish vomited him, he went and do whatever he wanted to do. When we read chapter 3 of that, then the word of the Lord came to Jonah the second time, saying, Arise to go Nineveh, that great city, and call out against it the message that I tell you. So Jonah arose and went to Nineveh according to the word of the Lord. Now Nineveh was an exceedingly great city, 3 days' journey in bread. Jonah began to go into the city, going a day's journey, and he called out, Yet 40 days, and he never shall be overthrown. And the people of Nineveh believed God. They called for a fast and put on sackcloth from the greatest of them to least of them. So you see now, John who thought that he's not going to put the information to Nineveh. Nineveh was about to overthrown. Nineveh was about to be destruct to see destruction. But God put them to warning, sent Jonah to put to take a warning to them, to warn them. And the Jonah did not want to go there. Rather, wanted to go to Tarsus. So God knows that you cannot go where I did not send you. You must go where I want you to go. So that's why he allowed that fish to swallow him, and he vomited him on that land where he was supposed to go. And the word of God came to Jonah the second time, go and warn Nineveh that he's about to be overthrown. And he went there and he did exactly what God told him to do. Even us, to not despair in whatever that we are doing. Remember that God is always ahead of our plan. God is always ahead of our life. Is the maker, is the perfecter of everything. So you cannot hide anything from Him. You cannot hide from God, the one who created you, the one who knows every second of your life, every step, every move that you make. It is impossible to hide from Him. That's why we need to always look upon God, allow Him to lead us, allow Him to direct us. He will make things possible and perfect for us. That's why we need to always try to trust God, have hope in Him, do not despair, do not lose hope. Things is going to get better. Everything will change in your life. Let us keep trusting God. Let us keep hoping in Him, no matter what you are facing, no matter the challenges that you are in. God is always beside you. He has never left your side. He's ahead of you always. Replace that despair to hope, and you will see how your life will change. Replace that fear with hope, and allow God to lead you, to direct you, because That hope is taking you away from your plans, from your goals. So let us trust God that there is still hope. Things will get better. The fear, we don't want fear again within us. We don't want despair around us. We need hope. We need the strength of God. We need that courage so that we can strive. We can keep moving forward. With God besides us, everything will be better. With God besides us, things is gonna change. Everything is going to be perfect in our life. Trust God. Our faith in Him, no matter what happens, know that God is always on our side. Things is going to get better. Everything is going to be always perfect in our life. Thank you for those options. Thank you so much. So let us learn to trust God, to have faith in God. No matter what happens, God is always beside us. God will always be on our side. And things will get better. Thank you so much. Thank you for those who have joined. God bless you so much. I do appreciate. I can't take your support for granted. So that's what I wanted to share. No despair. Replace your despair with hope. Know that God is always beside us, is our strength. He will lead us, He will direct us, He will take us to the next level. We will see change. Nothing is permanent in our life. Our situation is a matter of time. Everything will be get better. Everything will go well as planned. Trust God. Our faith in Him and see what God has put in you. So never learn from away from God. You will be crushed. You will be struck, but you cannot be destroyed. Just know that you will be persecuted, but you are never abandoned because God can never abandon you. Jonah prayed from the realm of death, and God heard his cry and he answered the prayer. It doesn't matter the situation you are, it doesn't matter the place you are. You can pray and God hear your prayer. You can cry to God and God will listen your cry. So let us try to always trust God. Our faith in Him. Know that everything is going to be alright. Everything is going to be perfect. Things will change forever. Trust God, our faith in Him, and see how everything will unfold. Pray wherever you are. It doesn't matter the situation. Your current situation is not a permanent thing, it's just a matter of time. Things is going to change. God has already arranged everything in your life. It's up to you to put that hope and keep going towards your goals and see what God is doing in your life. It will help you to change your life. Things is gonna get better again. That's not your permanent situation. In Jonah's mind, maybe see this is the end of me. He thought that he was dead. He's not going to come out of that fish alive again. But that was what is in his mind. But what was in God's mind was different. So even as what is in our mind is different from what is in God's mind. That's why we need to be positive because God has not said, no, this is not going to happen, this is not going to happen. Until then, our hope shall be high. And we will see the grace of God. We will see everything that God has planned into our life. We will see a lot of things. Keep praying to God. Keep trusting God. You will see that the grace of God is upon on our life. Nothing is going to change. God will be always beside us. God will lead us. God will direct us, and things will get better always. That's trust God. Let's have hope in Him and see His grace upon our life. That's what I wanted to say. God bless each and every one. God bless you so much. Just learn to put your faith towards God always. It doesn't matter where you are. Just raise up your mind. Raise up your mind that God, this is what I want, this is what's going, and you will see how God is going to work in your life. God hears, God answers our prayer. No matter where you are, no matter the situation that you might find yourself, things are going to get better in your life. Keep your hope high, pray without ceasing. Know that your prayer is going to be answered. God is always beside you. He's not going to abandon you, He's not going to leave you. He's up to something huge. Remember that you have been persecuted, but not abandoned. And there is the situation you are, pray without ceasing and see what God is about to do in your life. Everything is going to change. When you think that is a hope, this is the despair, this is the end of you, that's not the case. God is up to something huge in your life. Things are going to get better and better always. Thank you so much. God bless you all.